All right, we are back. Before we cover the today's this week's trade recaps, I want to talk about why we go through these boom and bust cycles as a traders. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you win a whole week and then the next week you just lose it all, or you win one day and the next day you just lose it all, or you might just win a one trade and lose a bunch of trades afterwards. Then for whatever reason, as soon as you win, the greed tap you on your shoulder and you just take another trade and you lose it. So there's a reason for it. It's kind of programmed into us from when we were kids. Even as adults, we just follow the same pattern over and over again. And when I was journaling my trades last week, it kind of hit me and I want to talk about it. So let me come up with an example. So the best examples of it is, for example, is the New Year's resolution, or this like hot motivation of like eating clean and going to gym. What do we usually do? We start eating clean and then we start sleeping good. We start working out for a week or so, or maybe a couple of weeks. Then we start fooling ourselves and we tell ourselves, you know what? I think it's time about to binge watch. I think it's time for me to reward myself with a little bit of late night snack or just binge eating one day a week, and you just reverse your whole progress. Just like how all of these like bad habits won't work in all your other ha- day-to-day basis, it definitely doesn't work on trading. If anything, it amplifies when it comes to trading. And I was thinking about it, and there's a really good reason for it. There's a psychological fallacy that we all facing when it comes to life and when it comes to trading, and it's pretty simple. For example, um let's say I want to let's say I do good one day in when it comes to trading. I do good, I win and win and win. Then for whatever reason, you give yourself this permission that, hey, since I've been winning, I can afford to lose the next trade. Or if you won the next couple of days, you give yourself one day to kind of trade badly, kind of slack on your trading. We give ourselves permission every time that we win, oh, we can lose. Or to put it simply, we give ourselves permission to be proud of something good that we do on the chart when it comes to trading. As soon as we win, then we give ourselves permission to do something that we are ashamed of, which is over trading, revenge trading, taking bad setups just because you're ahead. And as soon as you realize that's the cycle you're in, when you're winning, you just have to be aware of yourself and ground yourself so you don't take a bad losing setup. And and also when you're losing, you don't want to give yourself permission to just YOLO the trades and blow the account because it can go either way. Yeah, that's the only thing I want to talk about. So let's get into the trades. So this is the account. I don't know why it shows one day behind, but this is the account that I'm documenting for YouTube purposes. One of the account that I'm documenting. So I passed this account on Wednesday. I don't know why it shows on Tuesday, but I got this account on Wednesday. I passed it on Wednesday. Then the next day on Thursday, I took a couple of bad setups, the boom and bust cycles, and I went down to 500. The account got locked. I set my daily loss limit for 500. The account got locked. I came back on it on Friday, took a bunch of trade, lots of break evens, got it to 1500. That was my goal. The account got locked. I have my daily lock for my winnings, and I have a daily lock for my losings, so I don't go over my consistency rule on this account. This is a pro account. So Lucid Pro account, you can pass them in one day, and as long as you have a 40% consistency rule, after 3 days you can get a payout. So hopefully this week we can get to the payout stage. And if you're wondering why it shows like that, because you can go here to the account and then select it. So if I do it like that, that's the candle that we passed. On the previous video, I showed you how I passed it and the trades that I took. And if we go to this, it shows you that I lost 500. Then the next day, I made 1500 on the account. And this week's trade are pretty simple. So we had a huge weekly gap, and we've been just going downwards ever since the market opened. And what's interesting, the gap this week is almost identical to the gap previous week. The previous gap was about almost, 216 ticks, 216 point, and about 216 point, almost identical to previous gap. But last week, the next day we came and fill out the gap, and then we start chopping around, going up, taking out all these relative equal highs, then chopping around, couldn't go above that. The buyers ran into a bunch of sellers, then we just start going down. And of course, we gapped down because over the weekend, with all the war news that came out, we gapped down again. So I'm anticipating this week that in the New York markets, we kind of go up and then we start going down for this next set of liquidity, or we can possibly completely fill out the gap and then go down. Those are the scenarios. So let's go on Friday's settings. Let's see. Let's see. It was Friday. Oh yeah. So Friday in the morning, I completely missed out this whole upward movement. I missed out on this entire move, which is actually very difficult to catch anyway. Because if you would have, yeah, actually no, because these are a strategy. So indication, correction, and continuation. That's the strategy. We came below this area, gave us an inverse gap, and also in the stochastic, it shows us that hey, we're going back above. So if your goal is to catch somewhere between 100 and 200 ticks, you will have potential of almost 700 ticks. So anywhere between here, you could have taken a trade and it would have been done. And I believe I missed out this entire move. Then in the afternoon, when I actually had time to trade, I believe I traded this one. Yeah. I took a couple of trades in here towards going up. I took a couple of trades here towards going up. As soon as we grab these liquidity again, then I took one or two trades going down. One of them was break even. Then here we got chopped around. I got a bunch of break even trade trying to short the market. Then I took one last trade. I was like, this is my last trade. Hopefully it works. I needed an extra 800 to get to my 1500. Then this one was just beautiful. Yes, we cleanly went up, grabbed these liquidities, and of course we have a clear target here and also here. So we have two clear drawn liquidity, two relative low, and of course this one. But we don't need that entire move. We just need like 1/10 of that move. As soon as we went up, we sweep this area, and also in the stochastic, we went on the overbought area. And as soon as I get two consecutive candles, hence candle continuation theory, which is the strategy, and it just applies on the lower time frame as well. We just got two consecutive candles, and then as soon as this candle closes within the range of below 80 on the stochastic, I got in somewhere around here. And my take profit was here. And that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And within 5 minutes, it hit our take profit. It actually went way below it. But that was the last trade that we took. Very simple. I just had to be patient for the last one. I waited this entire an hour time frame. Once we get here, and then I got it. And Asia Open, oh my god, the Asia Open, the price action was very clean. At least the next hour was very clean. I missed out on all these action on Asia Open. So Asia Open, of course, we're going down. We're just waiting for the price to come back above this area. Let's see. Congrats to the ones that actually took this trade. Look at that. Beautiful. Price come above this line again. Also, it came above this area of overbought section. Closed below it. Two consecutive. You don't even need two consecutive on this one. One, it would be good enough because this one gave you a nice little inverse gap. You got an inverse gap on this one candle sharply. You also want within the range. You just can get in here. Let's see how much this one gave you. This one gave you over 300 ticks. So, and if you missed that trade, you also got this one, which was from here. Came to this level of resistance. Came here, close above it, close below. If you look at the stochastic, we close within it again on the second candle. And again, another opportunity here for another 300 plus ticks. And I believe this was the most recent opportunity that I actually saw this one, but I didn't take it because I was like, I'm about to make a YouTube video. I don't want to get into the trade and try to manage it. But if I would have gotten into this trade, I would have been done for the day. I wouldn't even need to wait it for New York session to open. Because this one, yep, was within the range. 2136 within the parameter. The only reason I didn't take this trade is because it's at 937. I have a rule with Asia session. I only trade between 6 to 9 New York PM session. Anything after that, I don't trade because usually after 9 p.m., the Asia session, most often than not, it gets extremely choppy. I was like, this looks super clean. I want to take it, but I don't want to break my rules. If I would have taken it, look at that. That's over 300 ticks. And usually my goal is to make about 1500. So I only needed 300 tick on one contract or 150 on two contract. And I would have been done within less than 10 minutes. Well, who knows? Usually price gets really bad after 9 p.m. on an Asia session. But today it was clean. 1, 2, 3 opportunity. 3 clean opportunity. Look at this. Clean, clean, and clean. And it may give you another setup right here as I'm talking, but it's way after 10 p.m. in New York session, so I am not taking any trade. So we'll see what the NQ will give us tomorrow morning. That's it. Hopefully you find it helpful. And remember, just because you did something good that you're proud of in trading or life, don't give yourself permission to slack. Don't give yourself permission to take bad trades. Don't give yourself permission to just YOLO the account if you're within losing range. That's it. If you see these psychological patterns that almost everybody has it, if you think you don't have it, you haven't traded long enough to know that you do. Everybody goes through the same stuff until they realize it. Trading is more of a self-development, spiritual journey than a financial freedom journey. Once you get on it, once you get deep enough, it exposes all your flaws. If you're impatient, it shows on the chart. If you're greedy, it shows on the chart. If you lack discipline, it shows on the chart. It's very simple. And last thing, if you need any help, come join the community. You can leave your questions on in here. Post your journals and your trades. We'll help you out. It's free. You can just join in. The link to join is in the description. And that's it. And other links to the website and coaching program and all that is also in the description. See you guys in the next one. Take care. Love y'all.